really throwing this one together, aren't we, dinosaur buddy, casting a dinosaur shadow upon my face.
Oh, well, we sure are throwing this one together completely, Telio. I know you always wish you could be a ventriloquist. It's pretty hard not to move your mouth. You're doing okay, I guess. For a human.
It's hard.
For a human. For a human. For a human being. For a human being.
It's hard. You can't. I was better at it as a child. I had such a deep desire to be a ventriloquist as a wee one, and I had the like not moving your bottom lip thing perfected.
But you didn't practice, did you? You screwed it up.
You're right. I did.
What the hell is wrong with you?
I don't know. I became a waitress.
You did what?
Waited tables.
Oh,
I know. Come here, dude. Love me. Come on and love me. Come here and love me. I need it. So we're really throwing it together here. It's very late. I'm very exhausted. Having a bit of fun with my dinosaur because I find him comforting. This guy is comforting. But I'm having a really hard night. My best friend is having a really hard time. Like, you think of the worst place you've been at in here, and then go a little farther and darker and deeper into the spider-filled storage basement of that feeling. And I've been helping to send her off on a path that I'm not going to talk much about, that I hope is going to help so much. I am squeezed out right now. Like, I sobbed like a little baby with her tonight. A lot of, like, that heaving. I did some heave sobbing tonight. So, I won't say too much about it without her permission, and walking down this path with her and checking in with her and seeing where she's at with it. Probably end up writing some poetry about it because she's so generous in allowing me to document our lives and make ridiculous, loving spectacle, but still spectacle of it. So I didn't know what I was going to do. I've gotten home. It's late. I'm very worried about her beyond what I know how to describe with human words to y'all. She let me borrow these pants, and I'm so stoked about it. They actually remind me a lot of these pants my Uncle Larry used to wear all the time. Oh, yeah. There's a weird connection to this with that, too. I don't know. Everything's connected. I hurt my finger. So I have no idea what's going to happen right now. We're diving back into the old cheater pumpkin eater journals. The ones I told you I kept for hundreds of days on end with anti-motivation. I mean, the antithesis of motivation. What should have been stop signs. Oh, I feel like these two look really good together. Don't they though? But this is just pure experimental because I needed some content. I needed some stuff, and I don't know. I mean, I could dig into some other part of my brain from some other time and place and space. Mom's just really going to town on the dishes. Oh well, it's one of those videos. You hear the dishes in the background? You hear the dishes in the background. I didn't call quiet on the set, so I guess it's not official. Weird stuff. Oh yeah. I sent him this, or I put this in the journal. Somehow this reminds me of you. And then I wrote on my typewriter, 'cause you're being an ass. Get it? He didn't get it. He never actually got it. So what's in here? It's all experimental. These pockets, all these intricate things. Like, I made this. This wasn't even a part of a journal. I took this crazy gold thing and made it. And there's like this beautiful golden stamp upon it. This gold, I like sewed this gold buckle into this gold envelope and made this extra gold pocket. You know that place between Sweep and Awake? Sweep and Awake? Sure, that's where I'm at, guys. Sweep and Awake. Or you can still remember dreaming. That's where I'll always love you. That's where I'll be waiting. I need to cut that out of there and put it on something else. Okay, so what else is in here? Goats standing on things. Oh, gross. That's really gross. I wrote please. It says please come to like a party, and I wrote back to me on the typewriter. Blech. More goats standing on things. Get a goat tattoo. Life is weird. Yeah, weird. Place I dreamed of taking you. Blah 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 blah. Right. Called each other otters. Yes, you, otter, and you oughter have been there when I was in terrible pain, too. I hardly know what to do. Anywho, this reminded me of the sweet little otter cartoon you sent when you were kind to me, and I thought you meant all the loving things. The little otters holding hands that say, oh, and now there's no such things. I don't know, guys. It's all just so, like, come on. When I read it back to myself, I'm like, come on. But look at this, what I did, you guys. Every page is written in this crazy-ass typewriter. Are you kidding me? My mother outside in the garden. I am always lonely, yet so rarely alone. I take the time for a deep tantric exercise. Oh, wow. Clenching vivid visions, all spirals containing codes, restraining release, lacking peace, but rich in peace of mind. Finding trapeze tricks that would drive you impatiently wild. You act like a fucking child. You speak with ease of your next little possible jaunt to Southeast Asia. Your next little possible jaunt to Southeast Asia. Taunting me. I miss you deep. A trip to Walmart with you would be an event for me. But to you, privilege is a toy. How much of your mind have you employed to study any Eastern philosophy? Little, if any, I'm sure. Name a temple in Bhutan. Name one in Myanmar. I have dreamed of these far-off pilgrimages through so much of my life. I found Tao at age 7, about the time I found masturbation. I knew that my body was a temple. You treat that like a toy too, like you can deploy all the troops of my passion and need, then just call them off as you see fit. That there is some childish bullshit. But I strengthen my troops, fortify my circus hoops, and keep right on jumping. Meditative air humping, no hands. My contemplate, react, shiver, quiver, deliver in spades. More than the quick fix your patience fades so hurriedly for. Gonging yourself. Gorging yourself before the most divine flavors even get to the table. Gorging yourself before the most divine flavors even get to the table. You're unable to hold off, just sticking your head in the trough and claiming your loyalty wears a halo, but just throwing it down the second some little miss spreads her scent around. You have no idea the exotic perfumes I have in bloom over here. Clear, sticky juice, unstirred. I let it soak. I do not poke or rub. I let it pulse back into my blood. I refrain from release. Only hip circles and deep intentional breathing. Concentric infinity swirls. Girls don't know pussy ballet. They play with their fingers. Man-made toys, coy little co-eds in hoodies. Know nothing of the goodies in holding real yoni ceremony. My mom, just so loud right now. From 50-year studies of Tantra, modern-day phonies try to use Tantra only to sell books about better sex, more orgasms. They know nothing of the true art. Tantra means you are able to use your energies to make things happen. If you can make your mind razor sharp to cut through everything, this is one kind of Tantra. If you make your energies burst forth with enormous love, that just overwhelms the body, overwhelms everyone. This is also Tantra. If you make your physical body enormously powerful to make it do incredible feats, this too is Tantra. Or if you can make your energies do things by itself without employing the body, mind, or emotion, this is certainly Tantra. So Tantra is not some weird nonsense. It is a certain capability. Without it, there is no possibility. The question is, how refined is your Tantra? If you want to make your energies move or make someone else's move, do you have to do 10,000 rituals? Or can you just sit here and do it? That's the big difference. Low technology or high technology is the question, but with Tantra, there is no spiritual process. Tantra yoga, despite Western interpretations, is not about huffing and puffing. I'm talking about upgrading your technology. You don't have to huff and puff to get into an orgasmic state. If you sit truthfully with your eyes closed, allowing your soul to do the seeing, you can drip with it in every cell of your body. Those who have failed to achieve an orgasmic state of existence will associate an ecstatic state only with basic physical sexuality, because that's probably the highest or deepest level of experience they have known. There are thousands of erogenous zones. There are millions of ecstatic tones. Tantra can't take you further than just your physical body even has or could. The physical body is an accumulation from outside. Acknowledge your animus, inner man, and your anima, inner woman, embracing in a deepening hug. You are more than your gender, more than your genitals, more than your impulse. A star has goals beyond its frivolous climax. You can go beyond climax by millions of miles. I am a layman. I am a layman, a baby, but I try. And believe that I can fly beyond old restrained possibility. Wow, this cursive typewriter is really something to try to read. I'm nowhere near this. I mean, I just go on and I go on and I go on. That's some crazy stuff about Tantra that I wrote, though. I mean, whoa, did I? Yeah, wow. This loneliness is so uncool. This loneliness is uncool. Am I a fool? Am I a fool? Am I a fool? Am I a fool? Am I just another fool? Do you think me foolish? I really want to know. Are you still with me? Are you back with me? Are we together? Together again? Have you stuck it out? Have you read the words? All these words just for you? No other. Me. Such a wordsmith, such a poet, and I have written nothing else. You are my only modern maze, my own invented term for a male muse. I am not pulled by any other use of the language, except to put it on the page for you. I cannot undo the path now, my brow furrowed in sincere curiosity. Am I a fool? This project, these museum-worthy creations, there is no way for me to cast them aside. To skip one day would be to come within a few meager miles of 1,000-foot summit, and at the top so much more than air at stake. Goodness sake, I'm tired. You do not know what all this has demanded of me, the surgery, this devotion, to be a romance warrior, a performance, a poet, a performer, a provider. Look inside her, this teal, it's torrents. It absolutely warrants that you read with keen awareness each and every word. No man has ever given me a fully filled in page, really well thought out page of himself. Oh, how I pray my very soul filled offerings do not end up as dust collectors on some lonely shelf, but really indulge my shaky mental health. Fill me with a wealth of insight. If some night down the road you have in fact made it through this very page, no matter what stage we've placed us in, phone me up and fill me in. Am I a fool to have never slipped off this swinging high wire of loving you for even a moment in this mess that begs atonement? Tell me, I need to know, because I'd given my very lifeblood to these germinating, interwoven parts of us so that they would grow. You cannot hope to know what vital elements I would sacrifice to the roots we activated. That was some shit, dude. That's just like one day of my brain. That's just one day of my brain. It's it just gets crazier and crazier. I did this duck. Remember the boy from last time? I did this duck. So this one should be interesting. Duck. Español, el pato. Inglés, duck. Phonetic, el pato. Day 154, Tuesday, May 22nd. I cried 4 times today, all thinking of you. I often wonder how I never seem to run out of tears, or why I'm always having to dip into that bottomless well. I must tell you, the very first time you called me Birdie, I was seeing double with glee. It was the most joyous version of me. I didn't want to be anything other than me. Not richer, not more, not powerful, not famous, just loved. Your Birdie. It filled me. It fit me. It hit me in all the right spots. I've always thought or feared that folks had gotten too jaded for sweet names like that. Being named after a duck, I always hoped it would be spoken by a man and sound just right, and boy, did it. Good night, Birdie. And you lifted me right out of the stratosphere, so clear and natural on your tongue, and darling, I felt like you're one, that one people speak of. I felt like love. You know, shortly after I bought this duck, I told you about Cinnamon the goat named Cinnamon the goat, and how I wanted to be your cinnamon girl. A few days later, my mom called me into the computer room to look at a beautiful picture of a cinnamon teal taking flight, the cinnamon teal duck. I had forgotten they existed. They are just gorgeous, all the colors of a perfect flannel from the 1970s. Birds and words and ducks. Shucks, this sucks. Honey, I'm so lonely I cry and get worked up each and every night, craving the sound from your lips. The sound of good night, Birdie, from your lips and your lips only. Oh, you gotta take a break from it, Gizmo. You gotta Your mom, she goes on these missions. She goes on these love missions. She goes on these grand gestures. It's very exhausting. It's very exhausting, these things that I do. But I'd do it for you. I'd do it for you in a heartbeat in a second. So yeah, this is just one book. This is just one book. It's a beautiful thing from one of my wee moons I put at the bottom. All these beautiful things in such a strange source, an undeserving source. In these days of oracles and omens, what portent lies in feathers, what meaning in the color blue? I will build an altar, light candles to the west and north, don blue pajamas and write a poem, sleep with feathers, dream of flight. That's an excerpt from Christine Irving, 2003. What a beautiful fucking excerpt. Christine Irving, 2003. And this is an art piece called Fractions by Sonia Anise, 2012. God, people are capable of such fucking bountiful beauty. Golly. So I guess we'll read that one since I was drawn to that. And then I wrote at the top, Stardust. Does your soul see, does your essence perceive the depths to which I believe? I realize today I will never make anything this epic with my own 2 hands. Don't mistake my words to mean I doubt my creative power in any way. I do not. I will write great screenplays, which hopefully do not simply stay on paper, but get the chance to play out on the big screen. I will give life to scenes of great importance. I may even utilize the canvases I have collected and paint them, maybe even impressively. I will give nicknames and knickknacks and bric-a-bracs and images to the mannequins and other surfaces. I will make art. But that doesn't even start to scratch the surface of what this is, what these journals are. They are by far the most potent collection of my soul put on paper. Are you a receiver or simply another taker? Are you real or another damn faker? I hope your return does not scald and burn my fragile faith. I hope, for love's sake, I am on to something and not giving up. In all this ink, all this ribbon, time, tears, glue, my love for you, this true as I can be, I will just have to wait to see what your heart truly holds for me, if anything. Rain is gently falling as I type this outside. I confide in the sacred droplets. Just how many times have I cried like the sky in my fear and wondering? The mighty thundering clouds make me proud to know love so deep, but scared still that I may weep harder yet. I do not want it to be so. The earth is all aglow. I know you are there. I just know. Were I to put all the signs and omens into a pool, they would not fit. A lake, they'd take up that space too. An ocean may prove big enough, but could still be a tough squeeze. Today, all these fucking songs came on the radio. I thought maybe I was in a dream, but then another one really blew my mind. Oh, right, that's just stupid. Whatever. Oracles and Omens, Oracles and Omens. God, that's a beautiful fucking piece, too. Oracles and Omens. Autumn Sky Art, 2012. It's called Remembering Eternity. A country crisp sunlight peeking through my window at night. A sour taste of spice floating through my living air supply. An earthly shoe untied, dribbling sketches of a man in stride, a journey months behind, taking in all that our time could bide. Amidst the midst, I find there's no escaping all the sadness that keeps on making your time collide and tumble down. And in these faults of life, I feel you can avoid the crowded noise and scrape off all your world's foul resin. The candy cage of life, wasting riches from our mother's eye. A tiny twist of dice, bubbling through us like warm boiling ice, a static stage unwired, drifting sweetly till their lives entwined, four simple minds and minds inspired, creating potions from their souls combined. I imagine that last bit is about their band coming together, the whole flow of the song. Oh wow, I don't even know. Yeah, I guess that's a part of the song. Oh man. This is like armpit hair, you guys. That was the last time I took off any of my armpit hair. That was a ceremony. That was a whole ceremony that I forgot about. Wow, 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 wow. Keeps going, keeps going, keeps going, keeps going, keeps going, keeps on going, keeps on going. It's crazy how it just keeps going. This is another cute, one of those cutes. Autumn. Ooh, beautiful. Autumn. Phonetic. El otoño. Whoa, that's a hard one. El otoño. What? El otoño. El otoño. El otoño. El otoño. El otoño. Autumn. El otoño. Okay. In the autumn. In the autumn. I hope you will have given me your hand to lift me from this dreadful rock bottom I've gotten caught beneath. Dearest autumn, bring me relief. The word cozy to me means, I don't know, something better. The ultimate relaxer is your touch. I miss you so much. I want you clutching the ecstasy of cider, cinnamon, cloves, and the floor decorated with clothes. When the colors change to golds, oranges, and rusts, I am manifesting that we will have rebuilt this broken trust. Nope. No, that doesn't happen. So many beautiful things. Look at these like flowers and okay. Time's going. Yeah. So much. I'm telling you. Bet there's a secret thing in here too. Yup. Child playing on a beach. Oh god, I'm the badassest of poetry on the backs of beautiful old photographs. My friend Stealth showed me one that I had forgot I made him. It was so good. This reminded me of you, the photograph of you and your mama on the beach. I love that you shared that with me. It's no secret I've dreamed that we could play in the sun this way. Matching flannels. I picked this up. Look, it's like us in our goofy matching flannels. I don't think I can handle if you give up. It would just be too much. Well, I did handle it. So there. So there, self. The typewriter pokes tiny holes in the paper. Unless you have a second layer, this was the second layer for about 80 pages. Isn't it beautiful? Look at all the shadow imprints of thoughts and thoughts and thoughts. See all those little holes in it? Can you, like, see the holes? I guess you kind of can. But it's just from it being like the layer of gathering thoughts, gathering thoughts, gathering thoughts that were kind of wasted. Hard to replace it. I don't know if there's any other like deep little doodle. And you could give your noodle a listen to. Hi, I love that you love me. If only the happy part were accurate. If only the happy part were accurate. Begin. A new kind of book, a different sort of story, the glory of a first page, the rage of feeling unvindicated, neglected, unappreciated, misled, and yet my head, my heart, my con still so full of love. This book will read more like an angry erotic novel than a Zen Tao handbook. You have no idea. When have you ever practiced restraint for the sake of honor and untainted love? You shoved past 1,000 beautiful words articulated from your very own selfish lips to give someone else sips like she needed them. When has she ever tasted blood from her dry, cracking lips, mouth in the desert? Never. She has a damn fountain at her fingertips at every turn. And you left me here, and my skin burns in the scorching sun. What fun. Okay, I'll try to tie in a little zen, lest I pounce too quickly on the freedom I'm giving myself to switch styles before I defile restraint of my mind and use the remaining time to be a bit more raw. My fundamental flaw, considering your precious feelings and everyone else's before my own. Okay, back to the Zen zone. I was deep into the Tao book when I went to see California Typewriter, the Tom Hanks produced documentary about typewriters. If you were paying attention then or now or ever, I bow to you if you are. The film so inspired me. I had scarcely left the house in months except when absolutely necessary. My mom pushed me